The Detroit Lions are hurting. They're hurting pretty bad. They're hurting so bad, we're talking about Calais Campbell becoming a Detroit Lion. Not that that's a bad thing, but he's 38 years old. Just real quick about Calais Campbell, there's been a lot of confusion in the comment section about whether or not he has to pass through waivers. So I did some research, and after the trade deadline, the NFL trade deadline, every player, it doesn't matter if you have the 4 occurred seasons or not, you have to pass through waivers. We saw it with Odell Beckham Jr., we saw it with Josh Reynolds. So there is no distinction between being cut and waived. It is before the trade deadline, but not after, because if you think about it, you can be cut and just instantly pick your team of choice, and everybody would go to the Kansas City Chiefs and then probably the Detroit Lions. So Calais Campbell does indeed have to pass through waivers. I'm thinking maybe the NFL will collectively just say, you know what, let's let this man slide through. Or I don't know. I don't think they'll have a soft spot for the Detroit Lions, but we'll see. There's a lot of playoff teams. I think the teams at the bottom will let him slide, but I think the teams at the top will, and the Detroit Lions are still the second from the last position in the waiver wire. So he would have to go through every other playoff team but the Kansas City Chiefs in order to become, well, we might not be, yes, in order to get to the Detroit Lions. So I just wanted to clear that up very quickly. But speaking of defensive players, we're getting one back. This is coming from Danny Rogers' Twitter. Now, any other time, I love Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Germ as he is affectionately called by Dan Campbell and people around the building. But Jalen Reeves-Maybin is like a special teams ace, but he's not the greatest in coverage. But we are so hurt right now that literally anybody would make me smile. Says more depth coming from linebacker special teams room. Jalen Reeves-Maybin's clock has started and he's back at practice. Now we know that he went out with a neck injury. He went out with a neck injury. He's been out for several weeks, but his clock has started. Now here's what that means. The Detroit Lions have 3 games in the regular season that remain. His 21-day window has opened, which means by the end of that last week, probably 18, heading into the playoffs, the Detroit Lions will have to make a decision on whether or not he is going to return. Now, when the team opens your 21-day window, you have officially come off IR in the terms of you have burned a spot. Now, there was also some confusion, and trust me, I was confused as well, but there is some confusion of, do we get more spots for the playoffs? Yes. When I have made my videos, I've counted those 2 extra spots. So teams that go to the playoffs, they get 2 extra spots for a total of 10 on the season. You get 8 during the regular season. You get 2 more if you make the playoffs for a total of 8. You get 2 designated to return injuries. So if you guys remember, if a player starts the season on IR, you are up for the year. John Kaminsky would have been a player that would have been put up for the year, but the Detroit Lions decided to keep him on the roster and then immediately put him on IR. Okay. Broderick Martin and Emmanuel Mosley, they started the season on IR, but they were designated to return. Each team gets 2 of those every season. So, but they count against the 8 that go in the regular season, against the 8 people that will come up. All right. So Broderick Martin burned 1. Emmanuel Mosley burned the second one. That's 2. And we're going to go over this right now. And Ife Melifonwu burned 2 as well. Jalen Reeves-Maybin has just been brought up. So now that is 5. 5 spots. I've included the 2 from the playoffs because we are guaranteed to go to the playoffs. So we have 3 in the regular season and 2 in the playoffs. Here is the current injury reserve list for the Detroit Lions. We went over this yesterday, and here's what I think is going to happen. You can tell me if you disagree in the comment section below, and I think this is why David Montgomery, another reason why he has not been placed on injured reserve. These are the people that will come back, in my opinion. Alex Anzalone. He's going to return. His 21-day window should probably open any time. We knew when he got hurt that the earliest we could see him was probably the first round of the playoffs, or when the playoffs began. So that's 1 spot gone, 4 remaining of the 5 that we had. Another guy that has potential to come back, Derek Barnes. Have not heard anything about DB in months. I did see on Aiden Hutchinson's, he was on the podcast yesterday. Make sure you guys watch it. It's called The Squeeze. You can go check my community tab as well. It's a great listen. They essentially talk about Hutch's injury the entire 1 hour. So it's a great listen. Check it out. But Derek Barnes, he was talking about being in the room with Derek Barnes and Alex Anzalone, the rehab room. And this is a guy we haven't heard about, but he could come back. So this would be 2. Now there's 3 spots remaining. We found out that John Kaminsky is done for the year, so he's not an issue. The only thing that's kind of busted, well, no, we put him on injured reserve, so it doesn't matter because he didn't burn the spot. Okay, Davenport, we know he's done. Carlton Davis with the broken jaw, placed on injured reserve. He has an opportunity to come back same time as Alex Anzalone, the start of playoffs. So that will be 3 gone. We have 2 now remaining. We know Khalil Dorsey's done, Connor's done, Antoine Green is done. Aiden Hutchinson, they are going to leave a spot for him. I don't care what you say. If we burn 9 spots, we will not use this 10th spot, because this guy could come back for the Super Bowl. So this will be a spot that we keep open. If you don't believe me, go watch the interview with Hutch. Come back, tell me what you think. So that is going to be 9. There is 1 spot remaining. Aleem is done. Nate is done. Iffy, we already counted him. We know that Pecco's done. Ennis Rakestraw. Now, this is where it gets dicey. Ennis Rakestraw, he's 1. Khalif Raymond is 2. Jalen Reeves-Maybin just came off. It's not official. We know Malcolm Rodriguez is done. And yes, Mekhi Wingo is done. I don't know how that slipped my mind yesterday. So if you follow me, let me cut back to me real quick. If you follow me, we had 8 to start the regular season. You get an additional 2 if you make the playoffs. Broderick Martin burned 1. Emmanuel Mosley burned 2, leaving 6. Ife Melifonwu burned 2, leaving 4. I've already added the playoffs, so let's add another 2. Let's take us back up to 6. Jalen Reeves-Maybin burned another one. That's 5. So stay with me. Who's the 5 that's coming back? Which one of these people will not see the field for 2024, the remainder of 2024? I want you to put in the comment section below. Everyone else that I mentioned is done for the season. If I had to make a choice, I'm going to say that it's going to come up between Ennis Rakestraw, that he could be done for the year because he had a hamstring, I believe it was. Khalif Raymond, his 21-day window, I believe he can come off as early as next week after the Chicago Bears game. I think it's going to be between Ennis Rakestraw, and it's also going to be between Derek Barnes. We have not heard anything about either one of those players, but I think it's going to come down between those 2. Now, you could argue that Aiden Hutchinson will not be back and all this other stuff. Trust me, the Detroit Lions are going to give their best defender a chance to come back. They're not going to not let that happen and say, you know what, Hutch, you have worked your behind off. We're going to go ahead and close that spot. So they are going to keep that open, which essentially means we only have 4 more. And I think that those 4 are going to be Alex Anzalone. I think it's going to be Carlton Davis. I think it's going to be Khalif Raymond. And I think it's going to be, for sure, Khalif Raymond. Yep, Khalif Raymond, Alex Anzalone, and who did I say? Okay, Alex Anzalone, Carlton Davis, that's the one I was missing, Khalif Raymond, and then one more. It's one more. But we will have those 5 spots. We got 5 spots remaining. 3 in the regular season, and then 2 if you include the playoffs. Because Broderick Martin, 1. Broderick Martin, 1. What's his name? Emmanuel Mosley, 2. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, 3. Ife Melifonwu, 4 and 5. So we got 5 spots left. So let me know who doesn't come back. I just want to make sure, man, because I'll be talking, okay, Jalen Reeves-Maybin is off. Khalif Raymond in his Rakestraw. We've got Aiden Hutchinson, Carlton Davis, Derek Barnes, and Alex Anzalone. So one of those people will be missed. I think it's going to come down between Ennis Rakestraw and Derek Barnes. It's a toss-up, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also wanted to let everyone know that when I add the Ridge wallet for you guys to purchase and pop up on the screen. So this is weird. Turns out, according to the affiliate shop, they are out of if you want to purchase the wallet by itself, this wallet here, the Detroit Lions Ridge wallet, if you want to purchase this particular one, if you want to purchase that one by itself, those are out of stock. If you want to purchase the wallet with the key holder thing, those are currently in stock. The carbon fiber one is also available. That one is considerably more. I actually asked for one to be sent to me. They offer you samples. They can't guarantee that they'll be there, but they offer you samples. So I hope to get one of those. But if you see that, that's why I put it in there, because you can save a ton of money, and you can also use the promo code YouTube10, YouTube10 in order to do that. The 26 subscriber giveaway is going on as well. And I believe that that's all the housekeeping stuff as well. I want to thank Green Gridiron for sending me a little care package for being an affiliate, and it is super awesome. I don't know if it was because I'm an affiliate and a customer, and no, I don't use my affiliate link to be a customer. Those things are not allowed, but I do take advantage of the opportunities when they have sales to make purchases, and I got some more helmets to get as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which one of these 6 players that we mentioned and went over will not be they will not return this season? Again, I think it's going to be between Derek Barnes and Rakestraw. If I had to choose, I think it's going to be Barnes, simply because his initial injury, he was done for the season. And then it was like, oh, he might come back. So I think it's going to be Barnes, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but that's okay. I think I'll make it up in a different video. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.